Okay. Happy Thursday / pre-Friday. Good to be with you all. Our final day of Excel. I just was looking at some of your deliverables, and I thought, wow, like you all seem to really grasp the basics of Excel pretty quickly, and I was very impressed by that. So I'm going to give you all a challenge here in a couple minutes to see who's the real masters and who are still the emerging learners of Excel. All right. Not now, but in like 5 minutes. But first, I want to hear from Avalyn, who is our assistant instructor today. Avalyn, can you go ahead and pull yourself off mute? You there, Avalyn?
Hey, how are you? I'm here.
I'm doing really well. How are you this morning?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm still doing well. Thanks for asking. Hey, let's get to know you a little bit better, Avalyn. Where are you from? Why'd you join Europe? And what is something interesting about you?
Um, I'm Caribbean American, so I was born here, but my family's background is from the Caribbean.
Cool.
Yeah, I joined Europe because I wanted to take my career in cybersecurity, the IT field to the next level. And I wasn't really sure what steps to take. So I was like, you know what, let's just join an internship because it just seemed like a smart thing to do. And I felt like Europe was going to be able to get me on track and help me network and break out into the IT world.
Mm-hmm.
And wait, what was the last question?
The last question is something interesting about you.
um Something interesting about me. I don't know, my life revolves around my dog. I guess that's interesting.
What kind of dog do you have?
I have a poodle mixed with a terrier.
Okay, very
Yeah,
cool. And what's his or her name?
she's her name is Orca because when she was younger, she had this white patch on the front of her and a little white on her tail. So I named her Orca because an orca is a killer whale.
Mm-hmm.
She has like that killer whale vibe, and she kind of looks.
Awesome. She sounds like a sweet dog.
Yeah, she
So,
can be a little crazy sometimes though.
of course, as pets can be at times. So, real quick before you unmute yourself, one of the things that we've started this week is the assistant instructor asked the group a question. What's the question that you'd be interested in asking our group this morning?
If you had the chance to get an exotic pet, which exotic pet would you get and why? And for some people who don't know what exotic pets are, you see dogs, cats, those aren't exotic. They're
Mm-hmm.
domesticated. They're normal pets. Exotic pets would be like snakes, maybe a lion, a kangaroo, um, things like that.
Okay, so in the chat box, what exotic pet would you get? I love that question, Avalyn. That's great. Zena says a snake. My grandma has one. A grizzly bear, a black panther, a
Somebody
monkey.
said a giraffe. Have you ever seen a giraffe before? If you've ever been, I've been to Six Flags Safari. I always thought giraffes were so beautiful, and they are, but their tongues, oh my goodness. A giraffe stuck its head to the car and licked me straight across my cheek. Oh my gosh. It was so wet, slimy. Be
Yeah,
ready for those licks if you want a giraffe.
yeah. Seriously, a giraffe's like tongue is like the size of your arm. It's pretty big.
Right. Somebody said Perry the platypus.
These are really great answers. I love it. Awesome. Well, thank you all. Thank you, Avalyn. Just a quick friendly reminder. Avalyn is the only person allowed to interrupt me today. Everyone else, if you have a question or a comment, either in the chat box or raise your hand. And Avalyn, if I don't see you, Avalyn will say, "Hey, Eric, so and so has their hand up," and I'll be sure to call on you. All right. So, with that being said, like I said earlier, a lot of you submitted your work already early, a day early. The deliverable is not due until tonight. The personal budget. So I just want to kind of see who really has a strong handle on Excel by posing this challenge. I'm going to put in the chat box. I'll read it to you as well, and then you can take as long as you need to figure out this challenge. All right, you ready? Here we go. Your manager has asked you to oversee a project on your team, updating the company kitchen. Costs include $15,000 for materials and $40 an hour of labor for 8 workers working 40 hours to complete the kitchen. The annual upkeep maintenance will be $1,000. Since the kitchen is utilizing green energy, your company will receive a $7,500 tax credit annually. Using Excel, create a spreadsheet breaking down the costs. I show your manager for how long it will take until the project pays for itself. All right, if you want to take yourself off camera, you can for this. And when you got it done, give me a green check. Three, Hannah, Zena, Samaje, nice work. Everyone make your way back to your screens, put your videos on. And I'm going to ask Hannah if you would be so kind to share your screen and walk with us how you did this very complicated problem that was proposed
that I'm
to
not sure that I got right anyways, though. I did it, and we're just gonna see how everything worked.
Let's see how it shakes out.
Okay, so I just listed everything because it was just a lot. So the materials were 1,500.
Mm-hmm.
The labor was 1,200.
Hold on a second. You got that number from see her equation up there? $40 an hour, 40 hours, 8 employees. That's how she got that number. That's correct.
The maintenance is $1,000 yearly,
Mm-hmm.
and they're gonna give a $7,500 tax credit. So the total cost of the project altogether is 27,800.
Can you click on that cell for me? I want to see the math that you did there. So you did C. Yep. Okay.
I feel like something's wrong here, but we'll figure it out. The tax credit we're going to receive is 7,500, and the maintenance is 1,000. So here is my equation for that: is the sum of, well, what was in that cell in the parentheses represent basically a negative,
Mm-hmm.
if I'm not mistaken in Excel.
Yep.
So it'll be 7,500 and minus $1,000 because that is a yearly maintenance.
Yep.
That means that we'll be having $6,500 yearly to pay for this kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
So I divided my $27,800, that was the total cost of the project, by my other cell that was C12, which is what we have left over for the project yearly. And you got this outrageous 4.22 like number, and I just rounded it kind of up, and it's 4.3 years. I don't really know like how I can really say that. I guess that's like 4 years and like 2-3 months.
Somewhere in that ballpark, yeah. Great. All right, that's a good start. Thank you so much, Hannah. We appreciate that. So you got it 90% right. There's a few little things that we're going to tweak, but you got it almost perfect. Thank you. Does Zena or Samaje want to show their screen and how they came to the conclusion? Samaje is looking like no. Zena.
Wait. Oh gosh, am I on? Okay.
Yeah, you're on.
Sorry. Okay, perfect. I'm gonna put my headphones in.
No problem.
So I was looking at here.
Oh,
right,
okay.
for workers, but everything else it went downhill afterwards. So
Well, let's see what you got so far.
oh no, it's gonna make your head hurt. But let's see.
That's okay. I can take Tylenol if I need to.
So this number B7, please ignore.
Oh, 1 second, Samaje. It's not on. There we go. We got it.
So B7, please ignore.
Sure.
The 1,000, I was like completely unsure to put that.
Okay.
But please read me to the source right now.
Mm-hmm. So you have your materials, your workers, your tax credit, and then
The
so how?
maintenance. I was
Yeah.
thinking about tracking it. But I was wondering how do I do that, and I was struggling with that.
Right. That's where this whole entire equation gets kind of wrinkly, isn't it? Because it's
Mhm.
like you have to factor in that $1,000 for sure. So did you have come up with like a conclusion? Like how long will it be until this is paid off?
I did. Then my thing deleted, so that's why it looks
Oh,
weird now.
sure. Yep. This is good. So yeah, it shows the beginning of it. Excellent. Thank you, Samaje. And I see Majida has her hand up. Do you want to share your screen, Majida? Or do you have a question?
I want to share my screen, but like I'm not completely sure if it's correct.
Yeah, let's take a look.
And I will say it's not close to what Hannah's thing was, so
Mm-hmm.
okay. So I copied and copied the whole thing here in the text block just so it's easier for me to actually look at it. You guys
Yeah.
can see.
Yes, we can see it. Yep.
Okay. So then I just highlighted all the cost, and then for the updating company kitchen, the cost would be material, labor, annual upkeep, and then I did the total for that, which was, and then labor comes from 40 times 40 and then times 8. The total I got for all of this was $28,800, and then the tax credit is something that you receive yearly. I'm not sure what I did here, but I did the tax credit divided by the total.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I see that. Okay. Yep. So like, yeah, it's sort of like Hannah and Samaje, you got like the first part of it right. The other thing that you remember is that you're still paying the maintenance fee every single year. That $1,000 that doesn't go away. So I'll share my screen here in a moment of how I did it because I did the same exercise as you. But it looks like Andre, do you have your hand up? Do you have a question or do you want to share your screen?
I want to share because I did not get anywhere near close. I did it a little bit differently.
Sure. Let's take a look.
Okay, so with Mons, I kept reading the question as a lot of the cost is annually, it's yearly, right? So what I also did with the maintenance, since it's 1,000 yearly, materials, it's 15,000 yearly, but with the workers, it's 8 workers you pay for 40 hours, $40 an hour. So I'm thinking that would be yearly too. So I just multiplied everything together by the number of weeks per year to get this amount, then divided that amount by the tax credit that's given every year to get 90 years.
Right. So what happened here, Andre, is that the workers are only there for 1 week. They're not there for a whole year. They're just
Okay.
there for 1 week. They're building the kitchen and they're leaving. So thankfully, the kitchen doesn't cost $665,000 because I could buy like a whole entire island for that much. So that'd be a really nice kitchen. But no, that's where you went wrong. But beyond that, yeah, you got a good start on it. So thanks for sharing that, Andre. Let me go ahead and share my screen. So I did this as well, and this is what I did. So materials, that's a flat cost, $15,000. So this is your sink, this is your refrigerator, this is your flooring, this is your tiling, this is all that stuff that you need to make a kitchen. This is the labor. These are 8 people working for 40 hours and are each earning $40 per hour. Annual maintenance, $1,000. So that's including the first year that you have the kitchen. So in 2020, you're going to be paying $28,800. That is the sum of all these things combined. And then all I did was I went here like this. Now I'm taking C6 minus 7,500 minus 1,000. You see, because it's $1,000 is lost. That $1,000 is a wash because it's maintenance fees, and the $7,500 is a tax credit. And then I went down to this cell. Now it's C7 minus 7,500. Now it's C8 minus 7,500 minus 1,000. Now it's C9 minus 75,000. And by 2025, now we are in the black again. Now we're like turning a profit. Now the kitchen has paid for itself with the tax credits. And let me show you guys a cool trick with Excel. I don't know how many of you are aware of this trick, but if I have you know, two like cells that follow a trend. Like you see how 20, 21, 22, 23, like that's a trend. So if I go here and grab that little black, see how like this turns from like a white cross to a black cross, then I pull it down and now look, automatically populates the years. That's pretty cool, right? And see how this formula and this formula are similar, but they're the one little demarcation point, which is a C6 to a C7. So same thing here, grab those and now, you know, automatically it populates C6, C7, C8, C9, all the way down to C10. And then once you see that number, that means that now we're back in the net positive for our kitchen. That's how I did this exercise. I didn't go down to months because that could be a whole other wrinkle in this project, but I would go back to the boss and say, hey, you know, by 2025, this kitchen will pay for itself as a result of the energy credits that we'll receive. Usman, do you have a hand up? All right, maybe he's not. Are you there, Usman?
Yeah, so I had something kind of similar to that, but like I had the 7,500 minus the $1,000 because I'm like, okay, so these things are gonna counter each other.
Yeah,
But
that's
then I didn't
yeah.
know how to keep it like how you did 2021, 2022. Like, yeah, that stopped me.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah. So, but you pretty much got it by the sounds of it.
yeah, after watching what you, I understand it a little, slightly more.
Okay. Well, here's the thing is that we are going to spend 7 weeks doing advanced Excel together in mod 3. We're going to have plenty of time to go deep into all this fun stuff. But I just want to give you a little bit of a teaser of the power of Excel and the way that you can solve a very complex problem using Excel. I mean, I solved that problem in probably 2 minutes just by knowing the formulas and the data and what to do. So, and some of you as well, you know, you did it in like 5 minutes. And as you get better at it, you'll be able to solve complex problems very quickly. Yeah. So what's the answer? The answer is by 2025, you know, the kitchen paid for itself. If you want to do months, then that's a whole different problem. We don't really have time for that today. All right. So real quick, just to talk through today's agenda. Today's going to be a very chill day. It's Thursday. We've been on Excel all week. There's a lot going on right now. I'm not feeling so well. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to talk about the final points of Excel, which is visualizations. I'm going to show you a video 5 minutes long. You're going to watch it on your own time, take a little break. You're going to get into a small group. You're going to practice visualizations for a few minutes. And then we're going to talk about a portfolio on Google Sites in next week's agenda. So we'll be done today by like 10:35 because I have a 11:35 because I have an 11:45 meeting with an instructor in Boston. So we will quit class early. Is that okay with everybody? Okay, everyone's nodding their head yes. I'm assuming that's good. So let's do this. Let me go ahead and pull up the link. It is here. And let's go ahead and watch this video. It's 5 minutes long. Take a 5-minute break and come back at 11:05. All right. Thanks, everybody. Okay, it is now officially 11:05. Please go ahead and put yourself back on camera. Welcome back to the room. I hope that very short 3-minute and 41-second video was informative on how to create a pie chart in Excel. So this is what we're going to do for a very brief breakout. You're going to get with your team and you're going to take, listen to me very closely, folks. You're going to take one person's budget, okay? Not every single person in the team, just one person. You're going to look at all of their expenses and then you're going to break up into a pie chart into 4 categories, okay? The first one's giving. So how much is this person giving every single month towards, you know, charities or not-for-profits or to their religious organization? That's the first thing in the pie chart you want to see. The second thing is essentials. What are essentials? That is shelter, that is food, not restaurants, but like groceries. That's electric bill. You know, that's things that you need to survive. Okay. Non-essentials, what is that? That is like going out to eat. That's, you know, buying new clothes. That's, you know, the cable. That's a non-essential. You don't need cable to survive. And the very last one is savings. How much is this person saving per month You're going to take those 4 categories and you're going to create a pie chart in Excel showing the percentages of your spending. If you have to play around with the numbers a little bit, like for example, if your budget doesn't have anything designated to savings, just create a savings category just for the sake of the exercise. I just want to make sure that everybody knows how to create the pie chart within Excel. So are there any questions on the breakout task? You can raise your hand and I'm happy to field it. If not, I'll send you into your rooms. All right, do me a favor. How long do you think this should take? Put it in the chat box, this breakout, you and 3 other people. And why we do that. Hannah, do you have a question?
I do have a quick question. No, what? Actually, forget it. I can figure it out.
Okay. I see anywhere between 5 to 20 minutes. Manny says 1 hour. That's way too long. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give you, I think Mohammed, David, you got Samaja, you're on the same track. I'm going to give you 10 minutes. All right. It's going to be you and about 5 other people. There'll be 2 groups of 6 and 3 groups of 5. Remember, it's only one person's budget. You're not doing everybody's budget, just one person's budget, breaking into these 4 categories, giving essentials, non-essentials, savings, making sure it has a percentage. All right. So we'll come back at 11:17. Happy breakout. Okay, welcome back. I'll wait for everybody to get back in the room. Still waiting for a few more people. All right, there we go. Looks like just about everyone's back. Okay. So do me a favor in the on the sidebar bar, but next to your name, give me a green check if that was easy. Give me a red X if your team struggled. Green check, our team did it without a problem. Red X is we struggled. Okay, I'm seeing a little bit of both. All right, all right. Didn't get to do the chart. It's all right. Let's take a look. I want to hear from group 3. That was Eric Palmer, Hannah Holmes, Manny Garfias, Moses, and Muhammad. Whoever has the spreadsheet on, please go ahead and start sharing your screen from group 3.
That's me, Eric, and honestly, we have no chart. Like I tried everything and I just could not get it. So do you mind that somebody walked me through it that does know it?
No, it's okay. Let's just for the sake of time, why don't we just move on to another group, but not a problem at all. Thanks for letting me know. How about group 6? Christian, Julissa, Mahmoud, Ricardo, and Samaje.
Yeah, Eric, I'll be sharing the screen.
Thank you.
I think we did it right, but
Let's take a look.
so we did our essentials, giving, non-essentials, and their saving.
Great.
And the first chart, I was trying to do what the guy did on the video and separate them, but we didn't have enough time.
That's okay.
Yeah, but this is what we ended up doing.
Can you zoom in a little bit on the chart for us, Ricardo, so we can see it? Yeah, thank you. Perfect. So it looks like the blue is your essentials at 23%.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, yep, I see your rent is that big orange 155%. Charity. Yep. Perfect. What you give to church, savings, going out to eat. Yeah, very nice chart. Beautiful, very nice visualization. Great. Any questions for Ricardo's group on how they did that? You can raise your hand. All right, for the sake of time, we'll actually know Moses has a question. Yeah, and Hannah says, can you walk us through it? I don't want to put you on the spot, Ricardo. One of your team members can jump into. But would you mind just very briefly showing us how you created this piece of art masterpiece chart in Excel?
So I first highlighted all of these things that need to go into the chart.
Yep.
And I went into insert. Well, this is for the Mac. I don't know, it might be different from some other people, but it should be about the same.
Okay.
I went to pi. I went into the pi of pi. And then up here, you'll get the different formats of the charts that you can do. These don't have the, some of them don't have the percentages, so you just have to look for one that does. And that's pretty much how we did it.
Yeah. Yep. So as you can see, what his team did is they separated their data based on the different categories we wanted them to know: essentials, giving, non-essentials, and savings. So that's a good question. Does anybody know, for David, can you use a 2D pie chart on the web browser? For those of you using the web browsers, do you have that function or no? Anyone know that answer?
No, it's just a regular pie chart and like a donut pie chart.
It is. Okay, thanks, Luis. So just a regular pie chart and donut pie chart. Okay. So for those of you who have the web browser version, you have a slightly different view than Ricardo does. And Moses, you have your hand up?
Okay.
Yeah, but it was only to ask Ricardo the same thing Hannah was asking.
Oh, excellent. Sure. So I do understand that there are challenges to this because everyone's, software looks a little bit different depending on if you have a PC or a Mac, if you have, Office 365 like I do, or if you have, an earlier version, or if you have the web browser. But I believe all of you should have the function to at least create a pie chart. And this is just a helpful visual that you can see for your expenses and like what's essential, what's not essential, what's giving to charity, and then what's savings. So excellent. You can stop sharing, Ricardo. Thank you so much. Let's give him a clap. Okay. So here is some next steps I want to talk through before we sign off for the day. The very first thing is that next week, we're going to be talking about Google Sites and creating a portfolio on Google Sites. So part of your learning and development journey here at Year Up is you're going to be creating what's essentially like a resume or a on a web page about yourself and your credentials. So I'm going to share with you all an example of somebody that was in the Year Up last cohort. This is Brandon Pride. So Brandon was an IT student, just like all of you are, and he created this website on Google, completely free, sites.google.com, and all about his credentials and his background. So as you can see here, it's a nice professional looking photo of him. It says his name. It says what is he doing? I'm an IT track participant. I'm finishing up my, L&D phase. I'm going to internship, and also share some of his background. Like I'm an expert at Excel. He's a quote down here that he likes and enjoys. So you can see it's very clean. It's professional. It's easy to read. Top left, it has his name. And here in the middle says this is me. And since he's an IT student, he has this nice looking background, which makes sense. Here you can see his PM skills, project management. So you can go and click through one of these tabs and see these are all the things that he learned through the Year Up program. These are all the things that you'll learn as well as you go. Just so you know, you don't have to have all this, done by this time next week. You're going to slowly build this out with myself, with Kachun, and with Vanessa. But the idea behind this is that it's like a website that you have all about your experience and knowledge. Yes, Majid, do you have a question?
So I was trying to unraise my hand, but you answered my question when he was talking.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, so essentially what's going to happen next week, everybody, is we're going to get this first page done. You're going to create a page, you're going to have a professional photo, you're going to have a little bit of your bio here, but you don't have to worry about certifications or any of this stuff quite yet. Projects of merit, don't worry about any of that. Just we're worrying about the first page only. Okay. So what's going to end up happening is I'm going to email everybody today or tomorrow, sort of the next steps for the next few days. For those of you who don't recall, this Monday coming up, there is no program at all. It's Indigenous Peoples Day, so you have the day off. So enjoy your day to rest and catch up on your deliverables and do whatever it is that you need to do. And then on Tuesday of next week, there is class, there is session, but I won't be here on Tuesday of next week. So you will not have Intro to Computers next week on Tuesday, okay? So that means at 9 o'clock, you do not come to the Zoom link, you do not log in. There's not going to be anybody here facilitating a class. So there's no class on Tuesday for me. Your other classes are still on, but mine is not on. And then what's going to happen is tomorrow or today, I'll email you what's called asynchronous work. And essentially, I'm going to ask you to watch a short video. So at 9 o'clock on Tuesday next week, instead of coming to this class, you're going to be watching a short video and getting started on your Google site. And I'll share with you what some of your goals are to be accomplished by the time that we come back again on Wednesday morning. No, I'm not leaving you. I just have something going on Tuesday that I won't be around. So with that said, so I'll email you that. You'll see that video. That'll help you kind of get going. I'm also going to open a discussion board on Schoology, just in the event that you get stuck on something and you're like, gosh, I'm watching this video. I can't quite figure out how to do a Google site. I'm struggling. You pop it onto the discussion board. This is an ungraded discussion board, but this is an opportunity for you to, lean on your colleagues and help and support one another. And then next week on Wednesday, I come back, we talk about Google Sites, getting that up, getting that ready to go. And then, believe it or not, everybody, the week after that is already our finals week, which is kind of crazy, isn't it? So this mod went by pretty quickly. So that's officially the end of Excel for this week. We got 7 more weeks coming up in Mod 3. So don't worry if you felt like you didn't get quite enough. You're going to get plenty come Mod 3. But for now, Monday, no program. No Monday morning kickoff, no class, nothing. Tuesday, just my class is not meeting. And I'll give you some asynchronous work, a video to watch, and some work to do during this time. But don't come on here. Don't log on here at 9 o'clock. There'll be nobody here. And then on Wednesday morning next week, we'll be back together again, finishing up Google Sites and talking about the final exams. So any questions on that? I know that was a lot of information. You can raise your hand. All right. Yeah, please don't clone me. That the world does not need another one of me. Trust me. All right. So let's do this. Avalon, thank you for being a fabulous host today. You're not a terrible assistant. You did great. Can you do me a favor and read the deliverables, which I just put in the chat box?
Okay, finally, something for me to do. Okay, so guys, due tonight at 11:59 p.m., you have to respond to at least 2 postings in Excel video discussion board. You were already supposed to make a post yourself on Tuesday, 11:59 p.m. Now you're just responding to other people's postings, either agreeing, disagreeing, and expanding on their point of view. And you also, due tonight is your Excel budget. For next week, the site is closed on Monday and there is no programming. Meaning Monday and Tuesday for all classes on Monday, there's no classes. And for Tuesday, we don't have class with Eric. And also, yeah, I already mentioned that. And also check your email for next steps with Eric. He may have something else for us to do or other point he wishes to share.
Perfect. Thanks, Evelyn. Let's go ahead and give her a hand clap. Excellent job today as a assistant instructor. Usman, you have a hand up. Yes, sir.
No, I just want to give Evelyn something to do.
Oh, okay.
OMG, I should have caught that.
All right, everybody. It's 11:30. We're going to go ahead and call it a class. If you have any questions, I'm here. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.
Bye, everybody. Have a good day.
Have a good day.
See you, Eric.
Thank you, Eric.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Eric.